Welcome to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast, your virtual sanctuary for soul growth, spiritual healing, divine purpose, and conscious manifestation. Together we'll explore mysticism and magic, Buddhist and yogic teachings for inner liberation, shamanic energy medicine, psychic development, and tools to wield your power and protect your energy during this time of global awakening. I'm Ashley Coleman, ordained shamanic minister, advanced energy medicine practitioner, spiritual teacher, and devoted student of life's deepest mysteries. I'm here to help you alchemize ancient soul wounds, reclaim your power, and rise into your sacred calling to bring healing to this world in a way that only you can. I'm so honored to be here with you. Let's dive in. Hi, beautiful soul, and welcome back to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast. I am your host, Ashley Coleman. So grateful that you are here today. Would love to share a deep breath with you. Breathing to the top, breathing out to the bottom. So today I wanted to bring you a message about my soul's purpose and what I've been called to create. So this episode is for the spiritual woman. Or if you aren't a spiritual woman, but you know a spiritual woman, you can send this episode to her if you are willing to do that. So this episode is for the spiritual women who long to experience confidence, clarity, direction, and an embodied sense of purpose. I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade, and what I have just created is truly the culmination of my entire life's work, both personally and professionally. I am the soul who was, quote unquote, too sensitive. I struggled with floating out of body and disconnecting from this earthly realm, wanting to go invisible, wanting to just be in that realm of oneness, but also knowing in my heart that I was here to live a big purpose, that something was moving through me that I couldn't understand. And I really struggled with addiction. If you know my story, you know that I had a 7-year addiction to pot. I was a very heavy user. I was self-medicating. And I was really trying to help myself survive because I felt completely bombarded by the world. I had no sense of self. And for spiritual women, we are really good at oneness. We are really good at compassion and empathy for all beings. We are naturally connected to the ethereal realms. We are naturally attuned to the spirit world. We are the bridge, right, with our wombs between heaven and earth. And our task is different to the masculine path, which is what this patriarchal world is set up to focus on. Our path to our purpose and our fulfillment and our service is different, where we are naturally attuned to the spirit world, to the upper chakras of compassion and spiritual sight and higher knowledge. Our path is down the chakra system, down into our body, down into our ego, down into the human world, down into the roots of our being. Down into separateness. Spiritual women know oneness. Your task is to go down into your authority, your identity, and that is the key for you to have direction, clarity, and the fulfillment of your spiritual mission on this planet. So I have birthed a 10-week initiatory online mentorship for spiritual women called Sovereign Soul. And we start on April 2nd. Right now, at the time of me recording this, there's only 3 spots left. I want to welcome you in to explore this. The next step would be to go to the link in the show notes and book a free, no pressure call with me. It's an exclusive space. I'm protecting the energy in this space. You can't just go online and buy a ticket, right? You have to have a call with me to see if this is a fuck yes for both of us, to be accepted and invited into this beautiful, sacred, and intimate container of women. And that next step is there for you. 3 spots remain. To be sovereign means to own yourself. And I remember driving in my car recently, crying, thinking about, oh my God, I used to be owned by my addiction. I used to be owned by food and my binge eating problem. I used to be owned by how other people saw me. I used to be owned by my family loyalties and approval of my father. I used to be owned by things outside of my union with God, not religious, not in dogma, not in hierarchy, not in patriarchal spirituality where there's a male God up in the sky. You do you. This journey isn't about me telling you what to believe. It's about what do you believe, not what you're told to believe. So being sovereign means that you own yourself as an individuated soul, separate from the bullshit, separate from your family line, where you actually unblend from your programming, you unblend from your upbringing, and you become a sovereign woman. And not just a sovereign woman, but a sovereign soul, which means you are unplugged from the mass programming and corruption of the human spirit, which is as deep as it can go, is shame. And where does the first place we learn this? In religious upbringing. It's in our culture. It's called original shame, where you're born onto this planet and you feel bad. If you are a spiritual woman and you feel defective and it affects you, this feeling deep inside unconsciously where you just feel defective, I want you to consider joining us. Because that will hold you hostage to a past that isn't yours. That will hold you in a cage until you decide to break free. No one's coming to save you. That's the wake-up call. If you've been waiting for your moment to be saved, if you've been waiting for yourself to be discovered, I used to watch American Idol and cry, when is it my turn to be discovered, to be chosen? To be sovereign is to choose yourself. To be sovereign is to own yourself and to put your relationship with your soul as the number one priority of your reality. I've taught this to people and it's changed their lives. My partner too, it's changed his life. And that is, I decided in 2015 when I left a toxic 4-year relationship and I walked away and I left friendships and I shut my 1-bedroom apartment door and I got lonely. And I said to myself, Ash, I vow, I am never, ever leaving you again. I will leave everybody else. I will never leave you again. And from that moment forward, I made a covenant with God. I made a covenant with my soul. And from that moment forward, doors opened, healing happened. And now it's 2026. I'm in the relationship of my dreams. I've met my soulmate. We've manifested our dream home. I'm sitting in the most beautiful villa in Florida on a solo vacation. And I might be premenstrual and moody and a little sleepy, but I am happy. And your soul doesn't give a shit how much money you have. I know this because I've been privileged. I am privileged. I have wealth. I have abundance, and I have still felt depressed. Depression comes from suppressing your truth. This is the spiritual root cause. This journey of the sovereign soul is the initiation you've been waiting for to push you into the other side. Love will push you. It will challenge you. It will call you forward. There are 3 phases of this 10-week experience. Phase 1 is shamanically dying to the programming. That's the religious programming. That's loyalties to your family. For example, my dad and my parents have lots of money for me in this lifetime. Praise God. That's what I opted into. That was the cards I was dealt. And I used to have loyalties unconsciously to my father where I wasn't allowing myself to make more money outside of my father because I had an unconscious childhood loyalty to only receive wealth from my father. And I've cleared that. And that is continuing to clear. Phase 1 is dying to whatever isn't you. Family loyalties, religious upbringing, belief systems, all the unconscious stuff that you don't even see is holding you back that you know is there. Everything unconsciously, the masks, whatever isn't you, falls away. And we do this through shadow work, somatic healing, nervous system healing, specifically shamanic energy medicine, and deep journeys as a group into the unconscious territory to resolve your own soul wounds. This is where this comes from. Affirmations are cute, affirmations are fun, but they don't touch the soul wounds. Affirmations are like clipping leaves off a tree or watering a certain type of plant, right? What you say grows, your words are powerful, and if you don't pull the root up, you cannot remove the tree. It will keep growing back and growing back and growing back. This is shamanic energy work. We actually go into the territory of the dark unconscious. Dark doesn't mean evil, by the way. It just means it's in the unknown realm. And I've been trained for many years to take people on these journeys, ask the hundreds of clients I've worked with. The reviews speak for themselves. People say all my pain all of a sudden left. Why? Not because I did something cool, but because we went into the unconscious mind and we resolved something together. And all of this power comes from the divine. And I just get to help you wake up to it. And I have a map to the territory of the unconscious mind, and I will give that map to you. And together with an intimate group of women, we will go there. Phase 2 is rebirthing your original dream. Who you are truly meant to be in this lifetime is already written in your aura. It's already written in your field. Your greatest destiny, your deepest desires, it's not somewhere outside of you. It's already within you. And what I tell people is that when you die to the shit that's not yours, cultural, family, religious, all of that stuff, when you die to that, you might be surprised about what dreams wither and what your original covenant with the divine is, what your original destiny is. So this is phase 2, recovering your original destiny, recovering your original covenant with your soul, and your soul is one with God. Phase 2, recover your original dream. You can't get somewhere on a GPS if you don't type in the address. And a lot of people haven't clarified and defined and chosen their dream. And if you don't clarify, define, and choose your dream, how are you going to go there? You're not going to know where to go. That's like shooting an arrow in the dark and hoping something great happens. That's not how we invoke our power on this planet. We use our will. We use our decision, our discernment. These are masculine qualities, and we're going to go so deep into this. You have that feminine, beautiful, intuitive energy, but what you're lacking is masculine containment. So yes, we are going to see what happened with Dad and go into that. And that's life-changing right there, because your blueprint of the masculine, which is not all gender, it's energy, it's leadership, confidence, your personal will. It's how you take the vision and drive it into life with love and service. The original blueprint that you had for that is your father or your male caregiver, if you had one. And if you didn't have one, then we can talk about why things are the way they are, right? And you actually step away from the family, forgive the family, and build your own inner construct of masculine and feminine in your own presence and being. And that is the alchemical marriage, the process of individuation, of uniting the masculine and feminine forces. I wasn't low on feminine energy. I can journey to other realms. My intuition is strong. I cry at the drop of a feather. What I needed in my life was to grow my inner masculine energy, which is authority, which is clarity, protection, and guidance. Everyone in this group is ready for a stronger masculine, inner masculine presence. And that is something we will evolve and grow together, because when you evolve and grow that masculine presence, your feminine flourishes, your intuition gets stronger, you feel things not more, but you actually feel what's yours versus everything. You feel what's yours when you walk into a room versus everything. And you actually walk into a room and you're not a sponge for energy, but you're actually projecting energy versus taking it on. So you walk into a room and you're the most confident and peaceful presence in that room. Instead of taking things on, you shine your energy out in a loving, not showy way. You just fucking shine. And as women, what are we taught? Shapeshift, be passive, right? Like this program is the death of the suppression of the feminine. I could say this program is breathing life into your feminine by directing it and giving it boundaries. Giving it boundaries. So phase 2 is rebirthing your original dream. What is your covenant? What is your mission with God? Are you going to start a ministry? Are you going to have a family? Are you going to write a book? What is your original dream? And once you release what's not yours, your original dream might surprise you. Oh, I had no idea I was meant to go and lead a retreat, or I had no idea. Get ready to be surprised. Phase 3. Bridging the gap. How do you actually live this? How do you bring this dream all the way through your chakras? The dream is the higher chakras. It's that vision from your heart. How do you give birth to it? And this is where women thrive. Women are coded to birth, whether babies or visions. Not every woman is able to have kids or want to have kids, right? That's a part of it. If you want it to be. I know for me it is. I'm so excited to bring life into the world, and I know that might not be everybody's path, and that's totally okay. Women are creators. We take a vision, we take a seed, and we bring it into life. So the vision is your original dream from your heart, from your connection with God in the upper chakras. And then you bring that vision all the way and you live it, and you don't settle for anything less. Before I met my partner, that final piece for me was I am not willing to be with somebody who's not sober. And I was really scared to own that because I had a lot of other standards too. And I could have felt like I was being too specific. Well, you want somebody who doesn't watch porn or doesn't go OnlyFans and doesn't like all these women on Instagram and who's not leaky sexually, and now you want him to be sober. Guess what? Absolutely. I said to God, I am literally not willing. I would rather be alone. This is sovereignty. This is the opposite of codependency, is sovereignty. I said I would rather be alone than be with somebody who is not sober. What happens a few weeks later? I meet my soulmate. He's 28 years old and he's stone cold sober. We love our coffee, but hey, that's just us. This is when you don't bend. This is where it counts. This is when the practices and the prayers and who you've become gets solidified into matter and into your day-to-day actions. And guess what you'll have in this community? Accountability. You won't want to let us down. You won't want to let your soul down. You will be supported, guided, and served and lifted and played with. It's going to be such a blast. I really love to bring fun into the room. you are going to be supported. You do not have to do this alone. This is a tribe of women. I've never put on something just for women. And literally, I've had somebody in this program who's already enrolled. She said, I told myself I would never do this work if it was not all women. And I was like, damn, that's amazing, because I've never done this before with just women. I've led courses and groups and trainings for over a decade now, actually right at a decade. My first workshop was 2016. And so that's what this is. And by the end of this experience, you will know your vision and you will not settle. And the unconscious will be shifted. Therefore, your reality will shift. Whatever's not in alignment, buckle up, is getting removed. Why that is so beautiful is because we are all going to die one day. And why the fuck would we stay somewhere where we don't belong? Blow it up, move on. And I know I sound intense, and that's probably my Aries rising and my passion for this. And you don't have to blow things up, right? But they will fall away. We like ease, we like grace, and whatever it takes for you to be free is whatever it takes for you to be free. So before it gets blown up, come and do this course with us and own your power. You will walk away never settling again, knowing exactly what you want, why you want it, and putting a signal out to the universe, this or nothing, this or nothing. Actually, I want to say it like this or something better, this or something better. Because there is no quote unquote nothing. There's always more. Energy doesn't die, right? There's more. There's always more. So the next step, if you are curious, no pressure. I want this to be a fuck yes. As I'm recording this, there's only 3 spots left. Classes start April 2nd. Once a week, 6:30 to 8:30. Maybe there'll be 90 minutes, maybe there'll be 2 hours, but they won't go over that 2-hour mark. Shamanic energy healing, deep shadow work, that's the vehicle. There's a bunch of cool stuff and tools that I use, but I want you to really feel the other side of this, and that is you finally cleared the invisible block holding you from owning your power. You never settle again in love, in career, in friendships. Your throat tightens when you want to speak up. You go to the bathroom, you clear that shit, and you voice your truth, and you go to bed satisfied because you went full in and you honored your truth, which means you honored God. Thank you so much for receiving this. Wow, so powerful. This is the evolution of winged alchemy and my service to the world. And I would absolutely love to have a conversation with you. This is by application, and the way that you move forward is book a call with me at the link in the description, and we will have a blast seeing if this is a fuck yes for both of us. I love you. I hope you have an awesome day, and I am excited if I get to chat with you soon. See you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you loved this episode, share it with somebody who you really feel would benefit from this message. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next episode.